So it's official, guys. We finally got a first game that uses FSR 2.0 on Xbox Series X. Let's look into this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about Scorn. I'm sure you've heard about that title already. Day one on Game Pass, available on Xbox and PC. Current gen Xbox, by the way. It's not available on Xbox One or Xbox One X, unfortunately. And this is a very good game. It's not really for everyone, especially because of the gore and the actual very unique art style. But when it comes to the actual gameplay, it's very good. Well, not necessarily story-driven game, but there's quite a lot of puzzle solving and that kind of stuff. A little bit of combat. But the real reason I want to talk about this game today is that it has been confirmed officially that this is the very first game that uses AMD's Fidelity FX Super Resolution 2.0. We've seen a couple of games that do use FSR 1.0, so the very first iteration of that technology. And now we know that this game, Scorn, is using the later version, right? So 2.0, which of course is much better when it comes to actually image quality, but it does come with its own issues, I would say. So first off, Digital Foundry thought, and they obviously analyzed the Scorn game, and they noticed some artifacts here and there. And basically what they did, they thought that, hey, it must be FSR 2.0 because these artifacts actually look like the FSR 2.0 artifacts in other games on PC. So they actually reached out to developers, and developers did confirm that yes, indeed, Xbox Series X version of that game uses Fidelity FX Super Resolution 2.0, which is interesting because this technology is only used on Xbox Series X, not Xbox Series S. So basically Xbox Series S uses 1080p with temporal anti-aliasing, that's it, right? Now, no other upscaling. And obviously TAA is basically an anti-aliasing technique. While on Xbox Series X, they actually went with FSR 2.0, which does provide very clean and crisp image quality, but it comes with a penalty, and this penalty is, I'm afraid, performance. Now, 99.9% of the time, Scorn on Xbox Series X runs at smooth 60 frames per second. However, there are some dips here and there where the frame rate actually drops below 60. And Digital Foundry kind of blames FSR 2.0 for this because it's been tested on PC that unfortunately FSR 2.0 comes with a performance penalty. So yes, it does bring crisper image quality, better image quality basically, and much better than FSR 1.0. But because of the fact that it has to, calculate more data in order to reconstruct the image, it takes longer to do it. So yeah, there's more of a penalty to the actual performance. So I'm not really the biggest fan of it, right? And I'm not really the biggest fan of developers going with better image quality over performance, sacrificing performance. I don't like it. And I think that Digital Foundry kind of suggested that one of the reasons why we haven't really seen many games using FSR 2.0, especially on consoles, is that performance penalty. And also it kind of explains why we didn't really see that on Xbox Series S, I guess, because also I'm not sure if you remember, when I did speak about FSR 2.0 for the very first time when that technology was revealed for PC. and we already had some first tests on PC, I did say that even FSR 2.0 is not really going to help us Xbox Series S much, because FSR 2.0 actually works well, very well, with high resolution. So like on Xbox Series X, upscaling from 1800p to 4K, for example, or 1440p to 4K, that works fine. But upscaling lower resolutions, so for example 800p or 720p to 1080p, for example, that doesn't really do the game its justice, if you know what I mean. So the image quality is not really that great, and because there's not enough information to work with. And that's why I've been, and I am still a big proponent of, machine learning based upscaling technologies, because these algorithms have got way more data to work with, because they are using samples that are being loaded to the servers or whatever, right, for processing in like 4K or 8K sometimes, right? So they've got way more data points to reconstruct that image, and these games just look much better. Yes, obviously technologies like DLSS 2.2 or even do have its own share of problems, like a little bit of ghosting and that kind of stuff. So that needs to be still addressed. But I think that overall image quality is much better than even FSR 2.0, and I think that the image, so it's worth, I guess it's what I'm trying to say is that, especially at lower resolutions. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that even though FSR 2.0 actually offers great image quality, but it's probably not really worth the performance penalty, especially on the lower end spectrum of hardware, while the machine learning based solutions offers so much better image quality in lower resolutions that the performance penalty is worth it, because even if you have to drop the resolution, like the base resolution, like to 720p, but then again, like I said, the image reconstruction quality is going to be so good that it's going to be worth it, totally worth it. And that's not really the case with FSR 2.0 right now, right? Because not only you get the performance penalty, like I said before, which is clearly visible on Xbox Series X version of that game, but also you're not really going to get great image quality because you will, that game engine will have to reconstruct from like way lower resolution on Xbox Series S, so like 720p or so. So reconstructing from these lower resolutions using machine learning actually works much better, and you get much better image quality, right? So it's an interesting one, guys. Maybe that's why we don't really see much of these technologies being used on consoles, because I guess developers, I guess it's a balancing act, right? Whether we go with better image quality or performance, and I guess for the most part, which obviously is still a very good news, we've seen developers really supporting these, frame rate modes and that kind of stuff. So that was obviously a great news, but I still think that we should actually support better performance. So if FSR 2.0 is too much of a performance hog, it's not worth it. I think that's the one main reason why these developers kind of stay away from these technologies, and maybe they're just waiting for machine learning based solution, right? I'm just wondering where Microsoft is with that really at when it comes to consoles, but hopefully we will learn more soon about it. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks for support. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care.